Hey babes, welcome back to the channel. Today we're gonna finish up part 2 of Sugarcookie's birthday special. We are going to do a makeup palette off of this necklace. So grab your brushes, grab your makeup, and meet me in the bathroom. Hey gang, welcome back. We are back today. Alright, now I'm gonna be honest, I don't really know how this look is gonna come out, but I'm gonna tell you what I'm thinking. This is part 2 to the best friend series. If you watched my episode last week, you'll know that, first of all, you'll know that I don't do this a lot, but my best friend, she is in the business of making things. She makes cups, she makes jewelry, she does it all, like make chef's kiss. It is her birthday, so when this releases, it will be her birthday. And last week I surprised her with a video. She did not know I was doing it, and so today I actually want to do another one for her and do a makeup palette based off of this necklace that let me see if I can, I'll also include a picture. But this necklace, now the relevance of that necklace is we took a trip to there we go. We took a trip to Colorado. Me, her, and another person that is no longer our friend. We all went to Colorado, and it was an amazing time. But she made me mountain earrings based off of that. It was a fun time. I think that was one of the most stress-induced trips for me. So I'll tell you about that and then get into the anime. Because yes, we're going to be talking about Haikyuu today. Love it. Love it. Okay. So let's start with the makeup. So back in 2019, well, really we had started planning it like 2018. We were going to take a trip to Colorado. It was my first time going out without my parents. You know, I am very much a homebody. Well, even now I don't have friends, but it's a choice. But when I was younger, especially in college and stuff, I didn't have friends. So going on trips, doing things with people, I didn't really want to. I'm not a trusting person like that. But, you know, I always thought it would be fun to go on trips and stuff like that. So when they were like, let's go to Colorado, I was like, yeah, wicked, dude. That sounds fun. But when 2019 was rolling around, I found myself working a job that wasn't really paying a bunch of money. And because of that fact, I told them last minute, like, you know, guys, I don't think I can go. I cannot afford this trip. You know, like, I don't want to be that one friend that's there soaking in all of y'all money. Like, y'all can just go without me. It's cool. I'll go next time. And so one of them lectured me. I'm not going to throw stones and call names, but one of them lectured me and was like, you know, I expected better from you. Like, you know, we have been planning this and da-da-da-da. Like, how could you not do this? But I still want you to come anyway because it's money. Like, it's material things. And so really, this is the first time I am admitting this, but that made enjoying the trip kind of like that much more harder because I kept thinking about the fact that I did not put in on this trip like at all, you know? So it was a very, very angsty time. Okay. All right, back to story time. Okay. So we went to Colorado and it was beautiful. It was beautiful. I'll include some of the photos, but it was a great trip. And I mean, I did end up contributing to the food and things like that. But, you know, like the big parts, I did not. And it made me feel really guilty about it because I kind of felt like I wasn't pulling my weight, you know, like just things like that. So anyways, when this friend decided that she wanted to start making stuff, one of the things she wanted to make for me was things from that trip, which I love that because it was despite everything, it was a great trip. I remember I hope I don't spoil this for nobody, but we were going to the Stanley Hotel because that's where Stephen King filmed The Shining. And, you know, it's supposed to be haunted and all these great things. And this guy who was a waiter at this restaurant we went to, first of all, they broke my heart because they didn't have, like, sweet tea. Because I didn't know that that was, like, a Southern thing. So they didn't have that. But he was telling us how he took his son to the Shining hotel, and his son comes over to tell us about it, and his son's like, the ghosts are not real, it's staged, none of it's real, none of it is true. And I appreciated the candor, but when we got there, it was still spooky nonetheless. It was spooky, and truthfully, I don't feel like we were hunted. People were just very loud in the halls trying to find the ghost. If I'm not mistaken, we were on the opposite end of where or like a floor below, something like that, where somebody was supposed to have, a ghost was supposed to, you know, inhabit that place and haunt them. But the ghost was just a friendly ghost, like putting up stuff, folding up people's clothes and stuff like that. It was a tragic backstory that happened there, and I don't think I recall the events right, so I don't want to say it, but a fire happened there. People were gravely injured and some lost their lives. That's all I'm gonna say. It was a thing. Look it up. I'll try to find the link or ask my best friend about it so she can guide me. So anywho, that is what this necklace represents for me. Like I say, it was such a fun time. It was like some of the most fun I think I'll ever have, and I honestly believe I will have more fun. I want to go on more trips. I want to do more things like that, because it's nice, you know. So that is the necklace she made me, and I'm trying to decide what kind of color palette I want to use for this, because in my mind I was just like, these are the colors I want to use, but I didn't actually think about like how I wanted to do it. So let me bear my thoughts real quick. Alright, so the 3 color palettes we're going to be playing with, because I never quite say anything about my makeup, and I'm so sorry. I get all of my stuff really from ColourPop. They have great palettes, okay? I have one here from Juvia's Place. Yes. It's called the Rebel Army. Shout out to them. And then, of course, ColourPop. This one is High Tide. I love this palette. And then this one is Orange Ya Glad. I've had this for a while, y'all. It is one of my absolute favorite palettes ever. And then, if I don't break it, there is the friend that I'm doing this for. She gave me something fell. Okay. She gave me a bronzer highlighter palette. It is Pacifica Bronze Rose and coconut infused blush and bronzer. It's 100% vegan, cruelty free. So I want to try this today as well, because why not? But so yes, my berries are scattered. Let me get back to the case in point at hand here. I think I'm gonna do my eyeshadow first. So the anime we're going to talk about today is called Haikyuu. However you say it, that's how I say it. Haikyuu. I call it Haikyuu. But I guess it is Haikyuu because it has the Y. Anywho, I wanted to talk about this anime because this is one me and the friend actually watched together. I told her about it, then she got into it, and we used to stream on this service called Rabbit. I don't think that they're like operating anymore. It was a good service. We used them to watch all of our episodes, and it was some of the funnest things ever to just, you know, be able to stay up late and talk with your friends, you know, and just watch anime together, because that's all I've ever really wanted, was to be able to do stuff like that. So I'm very grateful in hindsight that I got to actually have those moments, you know, like anime will be in my lives. I'm pretty sure they will be in my children's lives, because I will show the anime, okay? It will be seen it. But so Haikyuu is the premise of this one from the anime, because I have not read the manga. Which, pause, let me reiterate. I know I said I don't read manga a lot, and in part it is because, like, where I'm at, we don't really have stores, manga stores. There's one called Books A Million here that had some titles that I wanted to see, but like a lot of the new stuff that I like Tokyo Revengers, Haikyuu, like it did not have those titles. So I am gonna make it a habit to invest in more manga collections. Bear with me, okay? But if there's a title that you really suggest, then let me know, because one of my friends was telling me about an anime called Berserk that I was supposed to start reading and looking into, but I could not find the titles. So hopefully that can be rectified. But this one, Haikyuu, it is about this boy named Hinata, which I love him to the moon and back. Can't nobody ever convince me that that child is not great in his own way. He wants to play volleyball. That show had me right there, because he wants to play volleyball, and he is so angsty about being like the little tiny giant. His skills are, it is not that he lacks, he just really didn't have people who wanted to, I say, like, help him achieve it. You know, he didn't really come from a school that was prided on volleyball or being the best or anything like that. He was just trying to make a name for himself. So he went to this competition with his friends that he drug in it, and he meets this guy who is basically a jerk. I mean, I end up growing a soft spot for him, but at first he was a jerk. He was really mean to Hinata. I didn't understand why he, you know, just treated him like he was a cast off. And his anger was so bad that he even got named the king of the court, because he was just like a rebel. Kageyama, king of the court. He was privileged. He grew up, you know, he was good. Everybody complimented him. He was under one guy, Oikawa. He was under him, like a protege type thing going on. And so they ended up being on the same team, and they are at each other's throats. They can never get it together. There's never like a peaceful moment between the two of them at first, but they really end up realizing that they are each other's strengths. You know, like Hinata can serve jumps to Buddy Boy that he probably would not be able to serve to anybody else, because Hinata would just jump. Kageyama could serve something, and Hinata's like, I'm wide open, I got you. And so they are basically, the teams are trying to get them to realize their strengths with each other and pretty much take back their title, because they were this once great school, and they had all these, they were great, and so was the Nekoma High. They used to like battle head to head, but the old coach, he ended up not being able to coach them anymore. So his grandson got drugged into the mix, which I love his grandson. Okay, let me just say he is a great coach. Ike, Yukai, I really hope I'm not butchering these names, because Alucard, I know I gave that man a run for his money last week with his name. So the grandson, Yukai, he ends up coaching, and you know, he finds these people to be on the team. There's more players I'll drop in here, because I am pretty sure lots of names I will forget. One of my favorite characters was he was so sweet. He was always getting beat up, but it was the glasses guy who was like the recruiter. He never had any kind of chill. There was never any peace for him. I oftentimes felt bad for him, because he just got the rough end of the deal. Okay, so on the team there was Tanaka, there was Daichi, Sugawara, Kageyama. Who is the... There is a blonde one that I cannot call with the glasses. He is a problem child. It was him. And then there was one who had the little alfalfa. I'm gonna get these names right. I'm gonna include them in there because they were part of the team. It's been so long since I watched this anime. I should have refreshed up on the characters, but I swear I know the story. So they're all a team. They are all dealing with their own emotions. Sugashima? Is that the blonde's name? I'm running these names down. Tadashi, Nishidoya, Takeda, Asahi. Okay. That is the Karasuno's team. Told you, I get it, I got it. Yes. So the girls are Kyoko and Hitoka, I believe. Those are the two trainers. Kyoko is the first one, and everybody's in love with her. She's amazing. I am in love with her, okay? She does not have a bad moment. She's always so sweet, so gentle. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's all of that. So they are trying to train Karasuno. That is the team with the members. They are trying to train so they can go up against Nekoma and restore the legends. The legends of, like, the cats versus the crows. Even the grandpas are like, yeah, we want this, you know, revival. And there's a lot of trash talking, but I do believe after the series that the coaches do wish them well. At first I was like, you don't got to be a jerk about all that, but I can kind of understand why and how they were that way. So basically we're just going through the lives of these players, seeing how they're getting ready to, like, match up. And they go to training camps, and first of all, they are struggling with their academics, okay? Some of them are just dumb, and I say that out of love, but they're dumb. Tanaka has a sister who I cannot call her name, but I will include her because I love her, and she deserves everything in this world that is to come for her because she's just a sweet soul. But I like her because she's more on the aggressive side than anything else, but she loves her brother. Like, she supports him. And I think that big sisters should be like that. You know, they should be crazy and out of line like that. But if they're sweet, if you're a big sister and you're sweet, there's nothing wrong with that either. It's just, I like that they took the liberty of doing something different with her, like the gender norms. Because, you know, a lot of animes, sweet girls, they're very, like, shy and timid. Anywho, she is in love with her brother. So they go train, and they go train with Nekoma. On the Nekoma's team, it's, I'm gonna put up their team pictures in the members, like, slideshows, but the one I am in love with is the captain himself, Kuro. Like, fight me on it, that's baby. Him, Kenma, I have a sweet spot for him too, because you just want a game. That's all you want to do. And I understand that lifestyle. Like, you should be allowed to game if you want a game, you know? If you don't want to be drugged into that sport, why should you have to? But because he loves his friend, he did it anyway. So, Kenma is kind of like their secret weapon. I don't believe, is he the ace? He may be the ace. Don't quote me on that. I'm gonna have to go back and see. But so Kenma and Kuro are kind of like a form to be reckoned with. The whole team, really. They have a lot of good players. If I'm not mistaken, no, I think he was on another team. So they work together to, like, find their strengths and weaknesses, and then they are introduced to another team, which I'm gonna have to go look up, but it has Bokuto on it, and I know that because I really love Bokuto, because Kuradoni's team, Bokuto, is on there. There's a lot of characters. There's Akashi, I'm gonna call out Ushijima because that's another one that I'm just like, how are you doing? who else was there? There was a redheaded one, Tendo. There was, what's his name, Yuji. There's a set of twins in here. Okay, and really the premise is all about volleyball. They are all working to go and like get the state championships and be the best of the best. Everybody wants to be the best. Everybody wants the title to bring it back to school. And Kurasuno, they were on a losing streak real bad. Nobody really took them serious that they would do everything they said they would do, because I mean they had a losing streak. But the players really became good, and I think another reason that I really love this anime so much is because it really talks about not giving up. You know, Kurasuno was somebody that everybody picked on. They were down and out. They did not really look like they had a lot of things going for them at first, but they persevered. Like, they kept going. They were determined to shut the mouths of anybody who said anything different to them. And they all developed, because all of them kind of had like fears and, you know, things that they had to overcome. Like Kageyama, he had to overcome always wanting to be the center of attention. You know, Hinata had to think about what he was doing before he went and did it, because you could jump in the air, but making an impact is different. The coach had to live up, well, I guess not live up, but make his own standings for what people thought like his reputation should look like because of his grandfather. And the grandfather even helped out Hinata, because that baby was struggling, okay? And grandpa came and showed him the ropes, what he needed to do to be successful, how he could get there, things like that. It honestly, it is a great anime. I'd say 10 out of 10. A spoiler that I did learn, and since I'm kind of spoiling this for everybody else, also, bestie, sorry that you have to hear it from me, but Daichi dies, and I'm like, this is what I get for not reading the manga and just, you know, following so many blogs, because I didn't want that spoiled for me, but it got ruined. So he dies. I'm sad about it. He was one of my favorite characters, one of my favorite captains. And then I think all of them ends up going off to like college. Not all of them ends up playing volleyball forever. Some of them stop, which once again, I did not finish that and see. But as far as the anime goes, I definitely think you should watch it, because it had me in my feelings. I am not a person who likes to lose. Even if I'm playing a game, I am very much, I need to work on my sportsmanship. I can be a sore loser at times, especially when it looks like I'm gonna win and I lose anyway. And so to see them lose, it pretty much made me angsty, because I don't like when my team loses, you know? So that was what I was going through, and I was watching a lot of the seasons like without my friends, and I was just telling them like, I can't believe this is happening, and I want him to win, and this is not fair. I mean, I was going through it like these people were real people. Like, their losses was my loss, you know? Nothing about that was a nice time at all, because I was very attached. But so I think it was also because the team got judged for a lot of things. Like, who was it? I think it was the one with the man bun. I just called his name. What is it? Asahi. He would get judged as being like this guy who was from a gang because he was tall and he had a man bun and a beard. They assumed the worst about him. And like I said, the character development, because even the team that they were repping, like the town, they didn't even really believe that they could do it themselves. Like, they had something to say about it. They weren't as, I guess, to me, they should have been a little bit more supportive, even at first, because this is a new team. These are new people. Like, you don't know what they're capable of doing, and you're just sitting here, like, telling them, like, they're not going to make it. Don't do that to people. You gotta at least try to believe in somebody. But I mean, the teams did come around. The crowds, they would have scenes where they were cheering for them. And let me just say, those matches So let me tell on myself real quick. In junior high, I attempted to play volleyball. Attempted is the word we are gonna use, because my very first match ever, my very first match, I went up to serve, and I don't know what happened, but the ball bounced up to the ceiling. It came back down on my side, and I was mortified. I was embarrassed. I had people in the crowds that like I was crushing on or whatever, and I was just embarrassed. I was like, this is not the sport for me. This is not happening. Obviously, I was wrong about this. Like, this was not where I was supposed to be. So I did not end up staying in that sport at all. I was on a C team, which it was the A, B, and C team. I was on a C team, and I never improved. And I always got teased and talked about because I could not, like, spike the ball right. And so for that reason, I was like, I just give up with this sport. Like, I really don't have to participate in this one. There's another one for me. It has to be. So to see an anime based off of people really dedicating their lives to this, and I know that there are some people who really love sports like that, like in actual life, and I commend you, because that stuff is not easy. The training that you have to do. I remember like my coaches used to make us run and basketball for about 8 minutes or so, maybe even longer. And if anybody stopped, we all had to start over. Like, you could be striding, doing your best, but if your teammate did not pick up their weight and run, everybody had to start over. Everybody was punished, and I don't know why they assumed that me as a person had that much stamina. I never gave them that impression that I had that much stamina. So I don't know what they were wanting from me. But it was a rough time for sure. And I am never, if my kid is over like, I don't want to play a sport, Mom, I'm going to be like, you don't have to. Because I know what it was like to go through that pain. But, so, yes. That is my failed story about volleyball. I don't think I will ever, like, I'm okay with it now. But I used to be super embarrassed about it because, I mean, just replaying it in my mind. It is kind of like a moment where time stops and you are just fully embarrassed by everything that has transpired. But back to Haikyuu, I wanted to say, like I said, two of my favorite characters are Kuro and Bokuto, Dumb and Dumber. Okay, but they really do have good hearts. Like, the way they carry their teams, it is inspiring. You know, they all have special qualities that makes them them. Even Ushijima, you know, Wakasa, not Wakasa. That is so Tokyo Revenge. Ushijima, he is a scary man. He was, I think he's like, what, 6 foot in the anime, and to have somebody want to go against him and be like, I'm gonna take you down, it's just incredible. It is inspiring, because I would see a giant and be like, please don't come near me. But Hinata wanted all the smoke. And so, what else? The blonde one that I was talking about, Tsukishima, he was a bit of a problem child, but a backstory about him was something like his brother had told him that he was the ace. So whenever he always wanted to go see his brother play volleyball, that was kind of why he wanted to, you know, get into volleyball, because his brother was the ace. But he went to his brother's game, and lo and behold, he was not being honest. And so I think that is the reason why, you know, he became so like hard-hearted about playing volleyball, which, I mean, I get it, but at the same time, you're still here. You know, like, you're still actively, I need to speak like guys, sorry. You're still actively on a team, and you don't care, but you do care, you know? And like I said, I get it, because I would be offended if I went through something like that. You know, I can only imagine, as a real person, how it would feel to see someone you love, like, not be honest with you about what they're doing. and you want to follow in their footsteps, you know? So I understood his angst, but still I was like, you could calm down, because by the time he realized what he really wanted, it was just a mess. It was a thing. They were angsty, okay? That's all I can say. It's a show about a bunch of angsty boys who just want to live their best lives and play their sports. Kind of, you know, it reminds me of, like, I used to watch a bunch of football shows with my brother, but they were real, though, like real people. And Haikyuu is kind of like that, just in anime form. And it's volleyball, not football. That's just the equivalent of it to me. Haikyuu is a jerk. All right, people love him. That man is a jerk. I don't like how he thinks that he's just so about it and hot stuff. You know, the girls be flocking him, and he's like, oh, me. And I'm just like, no. Tanaka and Nishinoya are two of my other favorites. Like, they have my heart, especially Nishinoya, because he is just a rebel. And the things he say and, like, how he conduct himself, I just love it. I love that he loves Kyoko so much, but so does Tanaka. Like, I love that they are so supportive of their team. Coach Yukai, he works at, like, a grocery store, but he looks out for his kids, you know. And I remember the first time they got their heartbreak when they didn't get to go to the finals. Even I was sad. I was a player that day, and I cried, okay? And he told them to eat up because, you know, heartbreaks, food is the best thing that can cure a heartbreak. And I was like, right on, word to the wise. Like, I'm gonna use that as my motto for why I want to nom on snacks so much. But he was a good coach. Like I said, the teams were really good. There's too many players to really speak on. Because there were some teams that I didn't even mention that were friends to the characters that I'll try to include in here. But they were amazing also. Like, when they put people on the court and they started playing and they showed, like, the way they played, it was a good anime, okay? It can be cheesy at times, but I love cheese. It can be corny, but I also love that. So that is why I say I would hands down recommend that anime like a 10 out of 10. I think you should watch it. I think you would enjoy it so much. This has been a little review of it. Like I said, the premise is really just everybody trying to fight for the top spot. And Karasuno is really trying to claim their throne at the top when they've been kind of defeated and kicked down after so many seasons. And Nekoma, who everybody thinks, you know, everybody even thought that, like, Ushijima and them were going to take them out because they just had the teams and the talents and the coaches and the money, you know, all that and the glory. But it was little old Karasuno who came and, like, put it down. So, yes, please go watch it and let me know what you think. I'm about to cut out and cut in. This is, I think we did it. I mean, I'm going to add a little bit more, but so far, so good. But yes, I'm going to come back and show you everything else that I do for this look. So stay attuned. Alright, gang, how we do? So I took my hair down. I don't always take my hair down. It's a thing. Don't ask me about it. I took my hair down to complete the look. It's time for wash day anyway. So, but this is the look. I will include pictures like last time. But what do you think? I say we did a pretty good job. We nailed it. Okay, 2 more things I want to add. I did put the blush on off camera, of course, because I was running. This lipstick is from ColourPop. I cannot remember what it is, but it's under the green category. I know this because I love green. So thank you all so much for watching. I did want to include a side note, and say that Blondie baby Hikota, whatever her name is, y'all, she has a story too. And like, I grow love for her because we all want to be seen. But thank you so much, guys, for watching. Oh, I hope you did enjoy. Special note to the one watching Sugarcookie. I just want to say thank you for everything you've done for me, even for this necklace, for the highs and lows we've shared. You are one person I can say that I don't ever get mad at, because you're so understanding. You're my best friend, you're my confidant. You have helped, encourage, and inspire me, and if it were not for you and my mom, I would not even be chasing my dreams now. So I just want you to know that I adore you. I am so grateful for you, and this video is not much, but it is just my way to say thank you, to tell you guys to please go and check out her stuff because it is so great. I will link her stuff down below as well. I hope you enjoy your day, Sugarcookie. Have a blessed one. And to the viewers watching, please hit me with a like, comment what you would like to see, what anime you would like to hear me rant about. Until next Friday. Oh, please hit the bell for notifications. And until next Friday, I have been your rambling host, DohiSama. The Lord bless you, and I love you. Goodbye, guys. See you soon.